just in time. Just in time. Hey guys, welcome back. Another Tuesday.
I wanted to prepare another cappuccino for me, but somehow the machine was a little bit too slow.
Okay.
Hey, welcome to a new live stream here from the Cartrack studio in Germany. As you can see, today is a very interesting, we will talk about Obi O'Brien, what he meant for the 4F, what he meant for me, for my life, how he helped me, etc. But besides of this, because Obi O'Brien, he passed away over the weekend.
This was recently?
Last Saturday.
Okay. Didn't know that.
Yeah. Okay. I would really like to pay a little bit tribute to him because he was an awesome man and an awesome magician. You have no idea how much he influenced all the other magic in the world. Then we will talk about packet tricks, how everything started for Cartrack. Maybe you will find out several things that you don't even know until then. Okay. The other chat, yes, thank you. And depending on how far we get today, we already did the same stream in German language, and we figured out that we only managed to go through half of our stuff that is waiting over here, so we might even have to do it in a second part.
Part 2.
Exactly. So maybe learning some slides, etc. might be in the coming week. Until then, we will see the intro, and maybe I'll run very quickly for my cappuccino.
So I'm afraid. That was faster than I expected. Actually,
it's further than you might expect.
So sports done for today, right?
I already did 1 hour with a personal trainer. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So as you might know, Cartrack started in around 2006. Well, actually, I started doing magic in 2004 for a client, and when I started doing magic, we started with packet tricks. Oh my God, I'm so
exhausted,
burned out. Yes, sorry. Yeah, it all started when a magic dealer here in Germany had the idea of copying famous tricks with my help. I made them as different as I could so that it would not really be a rip-off. I'm not very proud of this. I apologize for all the magicians who were involved and that were kind of left alone, like Daryl, Mark Mason, etc. However, I moved on. I'm not working with this dealer anymore, and he was responsible that I then was Cartrack. Now, when I started being an international magician and also go to magic conventions around the world, I would really like to talk about Obi O'Brien, when I met him, how I met him, and what he meant for the magic community and for me. In 2008, there was a great convention. We have the IBM convention in America and the SAM convention. The Society of American Magicians, by the way, was founded by no one different than Houdini himself.
Oh, it was? Okay.
Yes. And in the SAM is also David Copperfield, etc. And the IBM is the International Brotherhood of Magicians. That is a circle around the world. Somehow I'm involved in this as well, I think, as someone from Germany, but don't ask me. I was never asked to represent anything more than just holding up my name. It's kind of weird. Now, twice in the whole history of these two magic communities, they made a combined convention. One time in 2008 in Louisville, and then again in Louisville a couple of years later, I think in 2017 or so, or 18. And in the first time, it was so interesting for me and so exciting that I started, that I went there very first time ever going to America as a magic dealer and showed all my tricks there. And I found out about a very, very special convention. It's called the Factor's Finger Flicking Frolics. And you might wonder why I'm wearing a white shirt right now. I'm showing you This is the logo of the Fechter's finger flicking frolic, or 4F, and it was all started by Eddie Fechter, who had the Forks Hotel in a place in upstate New York. And when Eddie Fechter was no more, Obie O'Brien took it over and was the head forker, how it was named. Forks Hotel head forker. And once a year, every April of the year, besides of COVID, the best magicians from around the world, not stage performers, but close-up performers, come together, talking of Henry Evans, Gaten Bloom, Boris Wilde, Joshua J., Juan Camaris, Dean Anderson, Bill Malone, Bob Sheets, really all big names. It's an invitation-only convention. And so even if you would love to go there, it's about 250 people maximum, I think. You would not just go there. It's impossible. You have to be invited, and you have to be sponsored by two magicians. So two magicians who already are there and members of the 4F. So when you see magicians, the famous magicians like Boris Wilde, you will always find a pin with the 4F logo on it, because they're really proud of being in this crowd, because there's no concurrence, whatever. We are all working. It's really not against each other. It's together with each other.
Competition.
Thank you so much. And it was all about friendship in magic and elevating it in the best possible way. And the cool thing was that Obie O'Brien, it was an American event. So at that time there were not so many international magicians, and Obie really put the focus on bringing magicians from around the world to this event, but only the best. So when he was traveling around the world, like I was, so I met him also in Korea and in other conventions, he was looking for talent, and he was inviting people over that had a competition act or whatsoever that really was able to win the FISM, for instance. So we could already see magicians from Korea, like, you remember the Chinese ballet dancer that could do the magic while being in a tutu?
Yeah.
2 meters distance. Yeah. She was performing the whole act there. It was amazing. So, cool. And all the Korean magicians, Jan Frisch, all the other actors who then won FISM later on in the year were already at the 4F performing their act, getting more mileage on their act, and hanging out with all the big names. Because everybody is a big name. There is no small one that you wouldn't know. And it's just a wonderful gathering. Now, how did I get there? That was the interesting part, because at that time I was a nobody, totally nobody. And Obie was the responsible person for the dealer room at that time. So I asked him at the beginning whom I would have to kill to be invited for the 4F. And he was so nice, saying that he will have a look out on me over the next few days during the convention, and at the end we would have another talk, and we will see if it works or not. Anyhow, long story short, at the end he not only invited me to come to the 4F, he also told me, if you like, you can do a lecture there. I never did a lecture, loved it. Piff the Magic Dragon did his only lecture ever at the 4F.
Okay.
And one of the most funny stories, how he turned from a serious performer to the dragon is one of the funniest stories I could ever hear.
Okay.
But it's too much input now.
Another time.
Another time. Yes, another stream, another time. So he was there as well. Now, he invited me. I was able to do the lecture. I never did a lecture. I was so young in magic. I had no problems talking in front of an audience or responsible people. But here I had to promote my magic while being still a beginner. I started magic in 2004. And I should do a lecture 5 years later, while all the professionals that learned magic since their 5th birthday or whatever would be in the audience. But he said, well, the Germans always deliver what is cool. So thank you, Pitt. Thank you, all the big names from German magicians of the Flicking Fingers, who already were there and left a very good impression on to the American magicians. Because without you, Obi would not have given me this opportunity. Now,
Cool.
I was there the year after, and from there, it all took off. That I was invited over again and had to perform several times to get my master degree, because every time you get there, you have to perform. And 3 times until they let you go, and then the new ones have to perform.
Okay.
And you better deliver, because your sponsors will be named every time when you go on stage. So here's this one, his sponsors are. And so in case you are under deliver, then it will fall back onto the sponsors. They are not allowed to sponsor someone else for 2 years.
Okay. Oh, hard rules.
It's really cool. The nice thing is that there's not like because I like your face, or you ask me can I come to the 4F? Now I could give you a favor. Maybe I know a second one and give you another favor. Then magicians come there that maybe not should be there. Yeah, and my sponsors were Obi O'Brien himself and Joan Caesar, the 2 guys. Joan is now. Actually, she is the new head forker of the 4F convention, so he will be responsible now, because about a week ago we were notified that Obi is not doing well, and that his responsibilities were handed over to Joan. And these 2 most important people in the 4F were so nice to sponsor me. So I can only say thank you, giving me this opportunity. And it all started for me since then, that all the bigger magicians would know me, and I would be able to come back to America and so on and so on. And he helped me so much during the years. I met there also Roger Nico in the same hotel, or I think a neighbor hotel, but he was also a 4F guy since the beginnings. He also knew Eddie Fector and the old Forks Hotel, because Roger had his own magic bar in Buffalo. Back then, he is one of the guys like Doc Eason, Bill Malone, Bob Sheets, that all performed in these hotels or in the bars with their bar magic. And Roger was having his own magic bar and a magic shop upstairs.
Oh, okay.
So really cool thing, And he's working together with me. He's a big influence on me as well. And I met him there thanks to Obi, and now Obi unfortunately is no more. I wish the last year would have been possible, even this year would have been possible to hang out again. We missed 2 4Fs now, last year and this year. Last year should have been the 50th anniversary of the 4F. I prepared even the deck of cards. You remember that with the world? Yeah. And he saw it, but never in person. So it's a shame. The same thing as well. When I did my lecture in 2009, I also talked about the upcoming Phoenix deck, because at the end of 2009, I released the Phoenix deck and the double deckers. So I spoke with Patrick Page about it. He promoted his Brainbuster deck, what is a great twist on the Invisible deck, and Brainwave deck. And this then later turned into more or less the ID 360 that we released many years afterwards. But unfortunately, Patrick was never able to see the double-decker. So sometimes you miss opportunities. Yeah. It is what it is. When we are getting older, we have to take care of
Everyone goes there, right?
Sooner or later. And death is an asshole.
Yeah.
Right?
Can do anything.
Yeah. And Patrick just passed away a few weeks before the next 4F. He fought with cancer several years, and in 2010, I think in March, he passed away before I could show him the results with the double deckers. Anyhow, thanks so much to Obi. Without him, I think my career would have been a totally different one, maybe more related to Germany and less to America and the world. But sometimes you meet important people and you don't know even in that moment what really happens there.
Yeah.
I love to think of the whole life being inside of a house with a lot of doors that open and close.
Mm-hmm. I definitely think it's like that, yeah.
And the thing is that two things. First of all, the doors, you cannot open them yourself. You have to be there when they open. So if you are not taking opportunities and go to certain doors, you will never be there to have the opportunity to pass it. Mm-hmm. But when it opens, it's still your decision if you go through or not. Mm-hmm. So,
absolutely, yeah.
So I think it's and then if you're missing it, the door closes. You might never see this door open up again, and you never know. So if you see it like this, what I do for many years now, you will get further than you might ever expect.
Definitely.
I mean, is it now 2 years that we know us? Is it already 2 years?
I think it's no, a little bit more than 1 year, I think.
It's not even 2, right?
Yeah, it's not even 2, no.
And it's amazing that it feels like I would know you for much more time. Yeah. And that's really a nice friendship that grew out of this.
Time to stop that.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, you saw his final show, yeah?
for too long.
Yeah, well, he was, for instance, if you missed it, when I had my stroke in February, he jumped in for me and replaced me for 3 months while I was still in rehab, getting over it. And thanks to him, it was really not bad. And he mixed all my stuff here, so all my equipment that I installed earlier.
And you hated me for that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, hated?
Yeah, still. Just wanted to say, still to the day. Yeah, right.
Yeah. Now it's all good. If you finally explain me everything.
I want Philo back. Philo, please come back.
Yeah. Well, maybe another stroke. Now, the interesting part is that at the beginning, when I started being Card Shark, I did packet tricks, believe it or not. And I created my own line because at that time, when you were thinking of printing playing cards, if you go to USPC, they would not even talk with you if you come up with 1,000 decks. Mm-hmm. They like to talk of 2,500 decks and more. And if you
still to that day, right?
Huh?
More or less, it's still to that day?
I can go there because I have a longer history with them and get also 1,000 decks. However, 1,000 decks I would produce somewhere else. Because their card case on top would be so expensive, it doesn't make sense.
Okay.
I produced your decks as well, where I did 2 times 500 decks, and the quality was super, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So
I love it.
And it was not USPC, but feels very, very like USPC,
does.
right?
Yeah.
Exactly. So if you are like me, traveling around, talking with all the different printers around the world, then you have other opportunities. But at that time, we only had Germany. There's one playing card manufacturer called As Altenburger in Germany, what is a branch of Cartamundi. Cartamundi now owns everything, more or less. They own US Playing Card. They own Cartamundi themselves. As Altenburger, someone in France, someone in Belgium, and so on in Brazil. Copac is theirs as well. So they really... Oh, and Fournier is also theirs. So there's not really a big possibility of getting cards from different sources. It's really a monopoly, very big, unfortunately. But we have to take it how it is. And I think it's such a niche that the playing card manufacturers that we had 50 years ago is completely gone. I think we had alone in Germany 10 or so, and they all died.
A bit of a shame, right?
Yeah. It's not that easy to make playing cards. I have one other European, then we have also Piatnik, and it's not that easy to produce playing cards. When one other playing card manufacturer turned down his business, several people told me that I should take it over and go from there, but I didn't want to be a playing card producer, just a magic creator, etc. And playing cards would just be a part of it. So better so. Oh, Chico de Costa in Las Vegas. How
Greetings
cool is this?
to Vegas.
Absolutely. I wish I could be there as well.
Me too.
If everything works out, we will see us in January. I will be at the SAM convention. Is it there? I think so. In January, yes, I definitely want to go there. I might have to miss the Sessions Convention in England. Philo could go there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Or do you? No, I'm not allowed to.
I can't.
Ask to. Oh, you better not can't. Huh? Philo would kill you. Anyhow. So we started with Packetrix, and As Altenburger was the only playing card company I could work with, and they started with 400 decks, believe it or not. Such a small quantity nowadays. If I think about it, back then it was like I would never sell 400 tricks. But anyhow, and the Magic dealer who wanted to work together with me back then, he had this fantastic idea of taking ready available tricks and twist them and tweak them a little bit to stay out of copyright. Well, he said there is no copyright in Magic. A shame. I think
a lot of people still think that to the day, and it's a little bit of truth.
It is.
Right?
It is.
Yeah.
There's only a few patents out there, like Giga Mesica with loops and thread, etc. Or the spider, I don't even know.
Yeah, but it's more like an actual device, right? Not
but whenever you bring something out with an elastic thread, you will be sued anyhow. So he's very offensive in this particular case. Yeah. This is one of the effects I would like to show you from the beginnings. I'm not too proud of this, but I apologized after that to all the other magicians. Now, you might know the Twisted Sisters effect from John Bannon. I liked the concept back then. I changed it a little bit because the queens in German language don't work too well because we are used to Damen, to ladies, and the Q would not work too well. So I thought, why not calling it instead of Twisted Sisters, calling it the Twisted Brothers?
Ingenious.
Woohoo! Yes, so we had these two packs of cards. There are 4 kings in here, 4 kings in there. Do you want to move 1 king over here? Which one should it be?
The King of Clubs.
The King of Clubs. Yeah. And from here to there?
The King of Diamonds.
Okay. Back then, if you watched the German one, he chose other ones. Was it this one? No, it was not. No, it was not. Oh, yes, you.
Yeah.
No, it was. Well, I have to show you this one here.
In the stream before, it was that one.
No, it was still the heart. Yeah, damn it! Is it here the clubs and here is the? Come on. Well, I didn't perform it, or I didn't put the cards back in correctly.
So now.
And this explains also the trick principle. Yes,
there you go.
And certainly, yes,
You're welcome, guys. You're welcome.
One card is over there, the other card there, and I think the John Bannon version back then was not showing the other cards. I think they were empty, and I printed sometimes empty and sometimes the jokers on.
Yeah, I like the empty version, honestly.
Honestly, I wouldn't complain. I did both, and both sold.
Both great, yeah.
And I did not put them online.
This is more like a little bit more like a poker game, and the blank ones is more like.
In poker, there are no jokers. What are you talking?
I know, but it's more like a playing card game. If you do it with the jokers, that's so at least in my mind.
Okay.
And I think if you do it with blank cards, it's a little bit more of a mind game or so.
It's a point. Well, it's one of the versions. I don't have to defend very old tricks that I don't even like anymore.
I like it. It's a great trick.
Now, we all know that there was another trick out there that was kind of similar. And by the way, these were the packages that we have back then, like Monkey Monty or the Königsparade, what is the Parade of the Kings. And you see that there's this old card shark. That was my comic style logo back then. And a good magician and friend from England said I had to turn into professional McBride as well. By the way, the Masterpieces a la carte was by Jeff McBride. He helped this.
Really?
Yes, it was.
Oh, cool.
Yes, so really nice of him. So, and with the Parade of the Kings, this is more well known for beginner magicians. It only has the 4 kings inside. There's no equivoke or whatsoever, like with the B-Wave. And you can name any king. Which king would it be?
King of Clubs.
Okay, so you take out the 4 cards, you would show the 4 cards. One would be the club, and this one would be from another deck. Now you cannot show the rest of the pack, as this is the Parade of the Kings, and but I will do it, so you will see the other cards as well. You will never see the other side. So it only has 2 phases. That's the Parade of the Kings, but it's very nice for beginner magicians.
Yeah,
or for
easy to do.
Yes, actually everything then started going away from the magic dealer. So my second print run, where I didn't want to copy other tricks, people's tricks anymore, I was contacted by a company in Switzerland, and they wanted to have a giveaway for a mailing. Back then, we still sent out mailings.
Yeah.
And I suggested having this trick released with their logo on the backs, on the playing cards. So,
great idea.
And for this, filling another print run of 400 decks wasn't that easy. So I had to come up with different ideas of other cards that I would add. And one, by the way, was coloring butterflies that I don't have with me anymore. But the success of the coloring butterflies then turned over years, because I loved it so much, turned into the metamorphosis that I also have with me. But I guess that we will not have the time today to talk about this trick.
Next time?
Next time, definitely,
Do it in part 2.
Yes, but we also had another
My
trick.
favorite.
It's just really cool, right? No. For kids magicians.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Because it's not. I mean, can you really show normal playing cards?
It's a really funny thing. Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Really,
so, yes. Maybe I get another trick for you with 3 cards. Maybe this one is better. It's over there. Shall I try later today?
Yeah. Why not? Yeah.
Okay. The German stream didn't see this. Anyhow, so here we are only using 3 cards. Actually, it's with a few of the monkeys. We have the male monkey. Can you see him? A little bit dressed like this. We have actually 2 of them, and finally we have it's a male. Let's say it's still the same, just dressed a little bit different. Now we are mixing up all the cards, and you can mix whatever you want. And let me check if it's where would you guess the card is? Well, I show you all.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not on the bottom. Certainly, you would not have mentioned the bottom anyhow, right? No. And you would not have mentioned the top card.
No,
I think you went for the. Yeah. Exactly, and the middle card is not there as well, so no chance. And we are really talking only about 3 cards. Actually, the queen is on the bottom, and if she's on the bottom, she cannot be on the top, and she shouldn't be in the middle. So maybe we have to reduce the number of cards a little bit. So we have the lady, we have the male, but what would be on this card here then?
A naked
if he completely undresses, yes, it's the magician wearing the costume and
with a banana.
Everything, yes.
This trick is bananas.
By the way, the artwork was done by a German magician, painted them, but I forgot his name. I think I gave credits in the instructions, but I forgot his name. I would have loved to do it with the cards of Macking. I loved his monkey. It was so awesome, but with copyright, etc. And Macking didn't even know me back then. But I loved his king, his paintings. By the way, it was by his brother, I think. So all the comics, etc., are not by himself, but his brother was painting it, or someone from the family. Then I had the Euro Monte. I also have it made in dollar Monte, so you would see the dollar sign here whatsoever. It's the Virginia City Shuffle by Michael Amar. If you're familiar with it, maybe it's a little bit of different here. We have the 4 cards. As you know, there's a money card, and the money card has to be found. Very simple, but this time we are not using 3 cards. We are using all 4 cards as one as a distraction, and the other 2 get the money card in between. And now comes the distraction, a little bit of shuffling. You have to guess.
Left one.
The left one.
Yep.
Actually, most people would say the middle one, but if you would say the middle, the left, It's not. It shouldn't. Yes, show you. Sorry. So it's not one of those because it's already here on the table, the distraction card. I'll show you one more time. So we'll take the money card. It goes into the center. I have to stay in the focus here of the camera. So 1, 2, and 3 cards shuffling. Again, people would most people would go for the middle card. Yeah. Certainly, it's the blank one. And if you would look, it's still all blanks. And certainly, it's the distraction card over here. And believe it or not, it's really just these 3 cards, as you can see. I'll do it one more time. Money card goes into the center. You are shuffling very fairly. 1, 2, and 3. And now with the third version, people would finally go for that card as they don't want to lose anymore. Certainly, it's the blank one. If they would have chosen any of those, they would have won.
Nice.
Yes. So this is Dollar Monty or Euro Monty, depending. I think I activated it for a very short time, as I still have a few of those left over. If you're interested, as you can see, this was my twist on the bicycle backs, as I was not allowed to use bicycle.
The classic highcycle.
That is the highcycle, because high in German language is shark. So as you can see, it's highcycle. And with these changes, I was allowed to print at as Altenburger. Nowadays, it's also US playing cards, so it doesn't really matter.
Everything.
Actually, yes. And it was way before creating the mandolin or the maiden. And I knew that they didn't sell very well because it was not bicycle. So when USPC created maiden and mandolin, I thought, okay, good luck with that. I know better. It will not sell very well. Yeah. Until now, I think it's still. That day, right? Yes. Anyhow, nice. That's my twist onto the packet tricks. One last one that opened my eyes regarding audiences of us magicians. Yeah. Exactly. Should I do it? I think so, right?
I really want to see it again.
Or should I just reveal and we cut it?
Yeah, reveal. We cut it out. Right. Now have a look at the German stream if you want to see it.
Yes. This trick was called Eurobabes. You still can. I activated the trick again, so you can get it if you want to. Eurobabes is using women, but back then, when I was still very young into magic, I was thinking that we magicians would perform for normal people and mostly women, or at least if there would be women involved in the audience, they might be offended. And therefore, I thought, how cool would it be to do the same thing with good-looking guys?
Let me tell you one thing. You were wrong.
Yeah, it didn't sell too well. Not even the game magicians took it. Not even the game magicians. Yeah.
But I understand. I appreciate your thinking. So that's
at least, yeah. So that was Euro Boys. Beauty Babes and Beauty Boys. That's what it was called. And Euro Babes, I think, was the original.
Who selected the pictures from the Beauty Boys? You yourself?
My friend.
Oh, okay.
No.
All right, yeah.
No, I'm responsible. I'm taking credits here.
Okay.
The interesting part about this is you are revealing all the beautiful girls one by one, certainly, and it's about losing, that the spectator will lose by selecting the most ugly woman, even with a free choice. You might be familiar with this lady. But the twist of this trick is that it will not be her to be found, but it will be another one that is even worse than the other one. And you can choose. I mean, you can show this one and finally end up with that one.
But for instance, yes. You know, taste is something. Yeah. What if I like the last one the most? So
actually, this is a guy.
Would I win?
You know.
Doesn't matter.
No, let me show you. I don't know. We don't want to argue about this.
No,
Please not.
No, we don't.
And these are the guys. Well, if you like muscular guys, very typical random people from America, all the non-obese. Then we have Pitt Hartling being Heinz as the winner card. And certainly, in case you would get him, you would not. The fail card would be this one. I really like this design. Yeah, it looks so cool. Yeah. So this didn't sell too well, but I wanted to show it to you to be complete. Do
you know how many do you sold from this?
as we produced 400, and I still have a lot. You can imagine.
401?
No. Then you can imagine how many it was, or not.
Okay.
Or not, exactly. That was the beginning of the trick. But now I could show you one of the tricks that is not available right now because of the warehouse fire that we had. Because we produced one trick. To see it. Let's see if I can do it.
399 left. Robert, yeah, I think so.
Of what?
Of the...
I threw one away, now it's... actually, this is... I don't even know how I would do this. Well, I show it... Actually, I didn't train it here for the camera from the top. So we have the winner card. Right, it's the queen, and here we have to go. You have to find the queen. But maybe I'll do it like so. I will show you the cards one more time.
Yeah.
And I'll make it a little bit more easy for you, right? So I will turn one card away, then it's easier, right? And I will shuffle one more time just for you.
Yeah.
Right. Still an idea?
Yeah.
Let me show. I just turned one card over, and now the mixing will be much more interesting. However, even if I put them away, you might be wrong.
I think.
Yeah, that's the winner card.
I would say this one.
No.
Or this one. I'm not too sure.
You're not so sure.
I'm not too
sure. What was the winner card?
The Queen of Hearts.
Was it?
Yeah.
And that's the problem. It's actually the Queen of England.
Yeah, okay, that's funny. That's actually funny. Yeah,
it's not that bad, right?
Yeah, that's yeah. It's like to pick a card. It's your credit card, like.
Yeah, and it's with the typical flap card. But the nice thing is there is no flap on the card. What is really nice that all this is working very well, more or less. And it's such a great idea of Raphael from Belgium.
It's funny.
And you would not only get the queen with it, but you would also get the king. So you would start with the king of hearts, but it will be then the king of rock and roll. So either way, how you want to perform it, it's pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so I think on the next print run I will add these cards again. The Queen of England. Actually, I was even thinking of drag queen or whatever.
Yeah.
We have to do something because the queen is not too young as well. So I might run into severe problems.
Maybe. Yeah.
This trick, I have all of them burned in the warehouse fire, besides of a few. I just activated. I think it's called Riot, Royal Imposters Observation Test. Royal Imposters Observation Test, Riot. I think it's online. If not, let me know. I will immediately click it on. And once they are gone, they are gone. Or you have to wait until the next print run, and I will re-release it again.
Funny.
It's really cool, right?
Yeah, it's funny.
Any idea how it worked?
It's double face. I'm not too sure.
Not even
I didn't watch too close.
Should I really give away the whole secret?
Oh, it's no, I don't think so. No,
we shouldn't, right?
No, I think.
And the cool thing is there's a little bit of glue involved.
Okay. Yeah.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah, that's funny. If you want to know the secret, guys, you have to buy it. I'm sorry.
Yes, and it's really a brilliant idea.
Yeah,
it's really a brilliant idea. Yes.
Actually, I used this one for a trick and.
I forgot about it.
No, I didn't really thought about this. That this might be the same method. That's funny.
Cool.
That's funny.
Yeah. And then let me explain one more thing, because at that time when I started magic or going to the conventions, I did a lot of storytelling magic because I met in Blackpool magician, an older magician called Tony van Rey. He's from Belgium, a great magician. When you see him, he's very young at heart, very old, but very young at heart. He likes to fool.
Well said, sir.
He likes to fool with you, and many years ago he was already having these gravity boxes made himself, etc., and all the puzzles. He's one of the puzzle freaks.
Okay.
And and he showed me his version of the Gypsy curse, and asked me if I would be able to produce the cards for him. And because at that time the old Gypsy curse, Peter Kane, if you're not familiar with this, The Gypsy Curse was produced by Amazon and West, I think. In America, very poor cards, laminated, didn't look good, and just you would not buy that these were old cards. And I wanted really to have them look old. And that's when I created these cards, especially for this packet trick, and showed it to him. He loved it, and we went from there. And if you like, I want to show this trick to you right now. Now it's all about the story, how you turned into magician, why you are a magician, because it's your grand uncle or whatever who started all this, and he was not a magician but a gambler. And what he was doing, he was using these cards. They were passed over from generation to generation until you got them and turned into a magician. And the idea was that he was using several cards. They were all black, as you can see. Then there was the winner card here, the King of Diamonds, and all the other cards just black loser cards. It's all about winning with the King of Diamonds. Yeah, and what he was doing was that he was taking one card out, putting it onto the table, shuffling a little bit one more time, another card here, another black, shuffle again, and finally the King of Diamonds. And then he would start mixing the cards like crazy, and with some false mixing, you know, all this, how it works. He was trying to win some money, but sometimes he was even a little bit more sneaky, and he changed one of the kings, the winner card, for another black card, so there was no chance of winning. Yeah, as you know, I mean, all the cards were here, and the winner card was inside. Now, one day an old gypsy woman showed up, and she placed her last golden coin and wanted to win. And my grand uncle, he said, well, okay, go ahead. Which card should it be? Where do you want to put your money? And she said, no. I'll put it right on top of the pack, because I'm so 100% sure that the king is still in there. And that actually was the moment when he turned from a gambler into a magician, because he cheated even further and showed, as you know, he showed all the cards being black. And she said, no, that was too sneaky. Show me the backs. I'm so sure the king is still in there. And yes, he showed that all the cards were red on the backs, but it was not about the red back. It was about the card, the King of Diamonds, the winner one. And certainly, sure, the king was still in here. Yeah, and that's when this gypsy woman lost her last golden coin. It's this one, and she put a curse on the cards. And she said, you will never, ever gamble and win with these cards again. And well, he couldn't understand what all this meant, and he put away the cards in the evening. And the next day, when he wanted to gamble again, he took out the cards, and it started to work. The whole curse came in, and all the cards, all of them, turned into kings. Bam. And he was never able to gamble again, and started to be a magician. Yeah, and that's the Gypsy Curse. Wonderful presentation.
Great story, yeah.
Yes, of Tony van Rie. Yeah, one of our first releases with storytelling magic. Yeah.
Like it.
When I did the cards back then, I scanned in poker-sized cards from the Civil War from America, 1860, I think, were the cards, the original ones, and I made them so to match the tarot size format. And when I met Juan Tamariz at a convention in Switzerland, very first time, and Roberto Giobbi as well, I gave them both my very first copy of the cards, custom printed back then. And the interesting part was that both of them immediately showed me their version of the Gypsy Curse. It was different. Every big magician has its own variation of the Gypsy Curse, what is really cool. So Peter Kane started all this, and then all the other magicians took it up. Tony, for instance, started with a gold coin, added the gold coin to the trick, so that you have one card that you remove, and
I think that's a funny idea. So as I said before, I think always if you add something else than cards to a card effect, it's even a little bit stronger. Yeah, for the audience, I think.
And I was able to find a source of a historic medallion maker in Germany, who was making these coins for me, and they were so successful that I then started doing them in silver, copper, and brass. Well, it's brass; it's not gold, certainly, and even did shells for those, so that
they look nice.
Yeah, so that we even could do effects with coins. And the tarot cards have, as they also have the symbols of coins, I used these coin symbols.
I didn't know that.
So there's even the tarot.
It's a very educational day today. Yeah. I learned a lot of stuff.
And the tarot extension set has also the 4 of pentacles, the 4 of coins, where you can you get all the trick cards with the 4 turn into 3, and the first coin appears, then into 2, and the coin appears. So you can vanish all the coins from the card and let the coins magically appear in real life.
Yeah, so that's nice.
Really nice for storytelling as well.
It is, yeah.
So definitely. All this was the time when I did storytelling. It's not solid gold. Actually, I made the mistake. I was thinking that how I made them would be authentic. It's called fake gold, I think. Now, if they don't have a certain coating, they turn dull after a short while. I thought they would have to, because they would be old. However, I found out over the years that a gold coin never gets old. Okay. It's always shiny. Shiny, yeah. Actually,
yeah, sure. Take it.
I still have one here. That's a real one. And this one is a Napoleon III. Right, and this coin doesn't look, well, if you compare it
a little bit, but not different, not right? Too much. Yeah.
And this has 5.8 grams of gold in it, so it's real gold. But then for a packet trick, I think it doesn't look too good.
Yeah, a little tiny.
Yeah, a little bit tiny, exactly. And the other ones, I'm only card shark. I'm not I'm not Copperfield, so that doesn't work.
You get it? Copperfield. You're just a copper shark.
Okay, got it. So maybe our gypsy decks, tarot decks, etc., and the extensions, all this are not available right now. We only have the Gypsy Curse refilled cards, as I custom print them right now in a small quantity. And but I now being divorced and knowing what it will cost me by the end of the year, I now know how much I can invest into new decks of cards, and we will re-release these cards again. So,
great.
By the end of the year, you will be able to get your tarot, storytelling, magic, etc.
Looking forward to it.
And I guess definitely. I have to do the coins as well, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Right. There was what is really a shame. The guy who helped me on the design with the ideas with the tarot cards and the extension, etc. Alexander Römer from Bavaria. He is a great storyteller, a magic dealer as well, and magic creator. He's making props, bizarre magic, etc. Very cool. And he also wrote a complete book about the medieval tarot, about all the cards, all the trick cards with routines in German language.
Oh, interesting.
In German language. Completely sold out back then. However, I could not find someone who would completely translate it into English. I'm very sure that this book would be very, very interesting for international magicians as well.
I think so.
And it only sold within Germany, so I have to convince him. I had one guy in mind who speaks German and English, is a native speaker in English, but he did not have the time to do it. So this project.
Yeah, it's a great job, right? To translate a whole book. That's
God,
hard to do.
It's a lot, and if this would be worth it, I don't know. You know it yourself. You're helping me now doing the instructions, and when we now do the instructions, always everything in 2 languages.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
Twice the work.
It's twice the work, definitely. Yeah. But it's worth it, I think.
You think it's worth it?
I think it's worth it. Yeah. Good. It's worth it. And as far as I can tell so far, at least our German audience appreciates it. So
cool. Well, then I could.
No, I think it's a lot of stuff that you've shown today. Let's go ahead with the other great stuff for part 2. What do you think?
For part 2, I will just show one more time, one more thing with Juan Tamariz. I will not do the video
No, it's a little bit long, right?
Yes,
you can watch it.
It's a 6-minute video, and I will later put a link down there, or if one of the moderators would be here in the chat, either put it into the chat, but also down in the comments. Look for Juan Tamariz Centauros or Centaurs and Mermaids as a trick. It's a wonderful routine. You will find it in Spanish language, you will find it in English language.
Or if you want to watch it, go back to the German stream right by the end. There we have played it.
Yes, we have it there as well. Back then I really wanted to release these cards together with him. It's also many years ago, but it would all match with the colors and all this, as you can see. This one here. So we had these cards made as well. And if you know the original, he was using plastic cards, and the drawings that are on here are really the ones that his daughter did, not the coloring. He was just doing all this with screen print on plastic. And then they were colored with Sharpie pens in the colors. And when you go for the cards themselves, for the trick routine, it's a wonderful 6-minute act. Watch it there; it's really nice. At the end you would perform in a way that after showing all the cards, the revelation with the seahorses, he would then produce a little seahorse underneath the card spread. What is a wonderful twist, and I wanted to have this as a souvenir, and we produced these seahorses. They were manufactured and hand painted. Every single seahorse was hand painted, maybe by Chinese kids, I don't know. 50,000 of those for souvenirs were unfortunately completely burned in the warehouse fire in 2017.
So it's a little bit like with the last unicorn, but it's the last seahorse, right?
It's definitely the last seahorse, yeah, a little bit mythical. If you're trying to source any of these seahorses, you know what you'll find? Dried seahorses. Real ones. It's really sad how when you see a big pint, this is really disgusting. Yeah. So I don't even know if I can find the source again who made this, and everything was handmade, and I saw the wax models with and then I decided to have exactly the same. I mean, if you look at this, it's such a nice twist on this, and this would have been the souvenir. Leave me a comment if you like the whole thing. You can still get the cards from me. They are not released as an official trick. Write me an email or a comment so that I can help you with the cards. You either get the mermaids with a bra or bare-breasted. It's your choice where you are living and you want to perform it.
Plus 18 plus version.
Come on, a mermaid is a mermaid, and it's whatever. Yeah. It's not sexual whatsoever. It's a wonderful routine, and sooner or later I hope I will release it with him. The videos we did were not so good because we filmed it at his home in the middle of the night, only with Consuelo, his wife, and there was not the vibe that you would see in the videos when you search them on YouTube. So we have to reshoot this as well, and let's see if we will do this very, very soon. And then the Centaurs and Mermaids will be available as well, together with all the other vintage cards. That would be nice.
Great.
Yeah, we really have so much more. There's a whole box and a whole table over here with a lot of other stuff, and we cannot go into all this, but we already decided in the German stream that we want to do a second part. I guess it will be immediately next week, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Where we will also talk about techniques, very important techniques, how to improve your own Elmsley count, Jordan count, how you practice it, how you make your Hammond count. There are several techniques you should be able to do when you want to perform packet tricks. And let's do it here together. Get a few cards when you are watching it next week. And later on you can practice it.
Definitely.
Yeah. We will see us in a week.
A little bit less than a week.
Yes, I have other things to show, and I hope that there are some rare products like this one.
Oh yeah.
I have to show it, even if I cannot show you more to it. but this is the Paradise Lost by Christian Schellmann. I showed this also in the German stream.
You have to practice this one. I want to see it next week.
If I still have one, yes. But here you only learn it from instructions, from written instructions. It's a wonderful, eerie story. It's like a gypsy curse, but it's his twist on it, and it's one card less, so it's not 8 but 7, where all the 6s turn into blank cards, and this person disappears because he played with the devil in New Orleans. Very creepy.
You need to leave some suspension for next week, Christian.
You really want to see me performing?
Yeah,
right?
I really
could not even find a performance of it because there is it's not a good performance out there on YouTube.
We'll see it next week.
Oh, please no! If I see more than the number of viewers like now, then maybe yes, or I will do this in the German stream.
Yeah, definitely. Looking forward to it.
Other than that, I activated this trick because only 500 ever were made. Only 500. 250 were for Christian Schellmann or Marco Pusterla, who was part of the production. And we had the 250. I found, I think, another 4 or 5 that are in my warehouse. And I activated the trick. Once it's gone, it's gone. So yeah, if you really want to get your hands on it, it has doublons in it from New Orleans, really creepy stuff. And voucher of the Voodoo tour in New Orleans. Really cool package. Other than that, I might have to turn it off in a few more days. So when it's gone, it's gone. I added the link, but it was blocked.
All right, sorry, Happy Clean.
Happy Clean, can you put it down in the comments? I think because nobody, if you see it in a week or so, maybe nobody can see the chat anymore, and then it would be nice if you could write down the link to Juan Tamariz Centaurs is this and that, and you leave the link there. That would be awesome. Thank you so much for your help and searching for it. That's very helpful. Thank you. So we see us not even in a week because this stream was done on a Tuesday. Usually we are live on Mondays at 8:30 German time. I don't know what your time right now is or when you're watching it. And if you like all the content, please, sorry for being German.
Doesn't matter.
Subscribe.
You now learn what subscribe means in German.
Yes. So please leave a like. It helps for the algorithm. Ring the bell so that you will be notified in time for the Monday, and subscribe on the channel because we started this channel just being English, separated from the German and English stream. There we want only to continue in German language. Have this one here for English. So you would help us a lot if you would promote it and yeah, subscribe. We see us next Monday if you like, or the day after if you see the recorded video of this. Thank you so much for tuning in. Until then, have a great week, stay safe,
great week,
and stay magical.
See you next
Until
week,
then, bye bye.
Bye bye.